Hey guys, Janet here, aka Gameonysus, and today we are going to be unboxing the Xbox One S Sea of Thieves version. So a little bit of background before I go ahead and open this. I got this very much on a whim. I have had my eye on the One S for a while. You guys know I love the Xbox One. And the thing, of course, that I don't like is how large and clunky and boring looking it is, and that giant power brick is just the absolute worst. So I've been wanting a One S for a while. At first, when the One S came out, I was like, well, do I really want to part ways with my Xbox One? It meant so much to me buying the console. Then as time has gone on, I'm just like, God, this thing is so clunky that sentiment be damned. I just want a better version of this system. I still wasn't planning on getting the One S though, because, as you guys know, when you trade into GameStop, it's not a one-to-one trade-off. You would still have to put in maybe $100 or something, and it just never really seemed worth it. Then what happened was, so my family, my roommate also has an Xbox One, and we can't find her power brick for it, so she has been using mine, and that's been kind of annoying for both of us, because then we can't play at the same time, basically. Long story short, we ended up kind of figuring out, okay, we couldn't find the power brick, we don't know what happened to it, so my brother went ahead and called GameStop and was like, hey, do you guys sell the Xbox One power brick, separately? Can I buy it? I lost mine. And then the manager at our local GameStop was like, no, but if you trade in your system, da-da-da-da, and he was like, no, I just want the brick. And then she's like, no, I'm telling you, give me your system, we can get you a 1S for very little extra money you have to put in. So then I thought about it, and I'm like, yeah, let's just do that. I'll trade in my Xbox One, and then, I'll get the One S, and then we'll have another power brick, and then it'll just be kind of whatever. And I'll just take some of the money that he used to buy the power brick. Anyway, the point was I was going to trade in my Xbox One. And then yesterday I went ahead to try to do that. When I went there, they were like, we can't take your Xbox One because we don't have a power brick in stock, and we can only sell a complete unit to someone, and even if we did have a power brick in stock, we would need to deduct that from your trade-in value, which means that's $70 for the power brick, which the power brick is then $70. You can get it for $25 on Amazon, and so I'd only get $90 for the console anyway. The Xbox One S is $250. So then, at first I was kind of like, oh, well, that's the manager told me something different. I don't know if, she was kind of making an exception or, bending the rules a little bit or something, or what the situation was. But she wasn't there when I went in yesterday. And then when I thought about it, I'm like, well, I get more value trade-in-wise if I give them the complete set. So it's better for me to just, give them my original power brick. We can buy a new power brick for my roommate Maggie's console, and then, it'll just be all cleared away. So then we ended up doing that. So I traded in a bunch of stuff to get this, and I actually ended up getting this, a controller, it just kind of fell, a really cute PlayStation t-shirt, and 3 pre-orders down for no money. I didn't spend any money getting this, so I'm just gonna really, really briefly talk you guys through that process. If you guys want to skip ahead, I'll put, a timestamp thing in the description if you want to just jump to the unboxing or whatever. But I want to talk briefly about how I got this, because I think it's super important and a fun story, and I love saving money and also getting things for free. I didn't spend any money today. I didn't sweat my card at all, and I walked away with all this really cool stuff. So I'm just gonna run through how I got that. Before I kind of list off the things that I traded in, some things I wanted to say off the bat for trade-in stuff, and I know GameStop gets a really bad rap. I actually want to do a video on why I love GameStop and why I think some of the hatred is misplaced for GameStop, but all of those things aside, I just want to talk about the logistical side of things. So when you're trading in stuff to GameStop, the way I like to go about it, because I wouldn't definitely call myself a collector or anything, but I do love physical media, so I don't really trade in my games when I'm done playing them. I like to keep my games, so I still have, Super Mario Odyssey, even though I beat it. I still have, Mario Kart 8, even though I don't play it quite as much anymore. I keep the games that I like. And for the most part, I also keep the consoles I like. Sometimes there's exceptions, because generally speaking, as someone that has gotten rid of entire collections and need to buy stuff back, the hard part is getting all the games. Like, the easy part is kind of getting the console. Like, you know, they're going to be cheaper and they're not, like, that hard to find. You know, I can find a PS2 pretty easily, but all the games that I had, that's a little bit more difficult. So that's just how I go about it. So the things that I do trade into GameStop are games I bought and didn't like or just have no value to have anymore. So some examples would be, like, of the ones I traded in, like, I have Doom already on Xbox One, and I bought it again on Switch. I didn't really like the Switch version because it just, graphically, I did notice a drop. And I felt like the nice thing about Doom is, you know, killing demons and having everything look really good and crisp on a big screen anyway. So I was like, you know what, I actually don't want this game. I don't want to play it. Whatever, I'm going to trade that in. Another example, also in Switch, I bought Kirby Star Allies. I actually did beat that game with my brother, but I really didn't like it. I didn't think it was a good game. I didn't have fun playing it. I honestly only beat it just for the sake of finishing the campaign because I had already gotten so far into it. I'm like, I'm never, ever, ever going to play this again. This game sucks. So I traded that in because, like, I don't want it. It's just sitting there, and honestly, like, good luck selling that for, I think I got $25 for that. I got $35 for Kirby Star Allies. So, like, it is half of what I paid for it because I paid $60. But, like, I'm not going to find, it's going to be hard to find a person, like, on Facebook Marketplace or eBay or whatever that's going to pay that price for that game. And also, I don't feel like going through all that extra work. I just want to have this be easy. So that's what I do with trade-in stuff. I also do, if stuff is defective or broken, they'll still take it. They will charge you a refurbish fee. But, like, my Dawn Shadow controller for the Xbox One broke recently, so I traded that in, even though that controller is gorgeous and I love it, but it doesn't work anymore. So I'd rather get a little bit of money from GameStop than nothing at all. Same thing, other quick things that GameStop's really good for, trading in electronics. So if you are upgrading your phone, you can just give them your old phone. They're also really good because they, like, give you the SIM card, they clear out everything, so you know everything's going to be very safe and properly done, as opposed to, like, once again, selling it to someone else, and you never know what kind of jankiness might ensue with that. And then I think that's about it for, like, my comments on GameStop. Other thing, too, because I know a lot of people give that classic joke of, like, oh, I traded my whole collection, got $7 or whatever. And sometimes that can happen. It depends on what games you have. So, like, for instance, and I'll run through the things I traded in just so you guys will know, but, like, I got, 42 cents for Mass Effect 3. Like, that's nothing, right? But I got, like, 35 for Kirby Star Allies. I got 25 for Doom on Switch. Like, it just depends on what games you have. When they're old and no one wants them and no one cares, yeah, you're not going to get a lot of money for it. And you might get so little that you decide it's not worth it, and that's totally fine. What you guys can do, though, is if you get the GameStop app and then look on, they have a section, actually, that covers this. If you go to trade, and then, I don't know if it'll be able to come up on my phone. Yeah, I don't know if it'll be in focus, but you go to trade and you can click find trade values, and then it breaks it down, games, consoles, electronics, accessories, and then you can see and then decide for yourself if you think it's worth it. Like, you'd be surprised what some even older games go for. Like, I can still get a good $15, sometimes $20 off, like, a DS or a 3DS game, then that's really surprising. And then sometimes, Thief for Xbox One, like, it's like $4, and then you can just decide for yourself, like, maybe you do like the game a little bit and you're like, I'd rather have the game than the $4, and then that's totally cool. But maybe you're like, oh, I didn't like that game, I'm never going to play it again, it's just sitting on my shelf, and it's not really valuable to begin with, right, which is why you're probably giving it away and why no one else wants it. So then you can go ahead and trade that in and get something rather than nothing, right? $4 isn't much, but that's like $1 shy of pre-ordering a new game that's coming out, and we all know that Best Buy Gamers Club Unlocked just died, so I feel like now is like the prime time to double down on what GameStop is offering. But yeah, I think that's basically it for my quick background on that. I'm just going to really briefly read through the stuff I got, or the stuff I traded in to get this, and then I'm going to go ahead and open it. I might edit some of this stuff down because I don't like these videos to be too long, but I do like to give you guys the background because, also, let's face it, the 1S has been out for a while. I want to kind of offer something extra on this unboxing video that you guys might not get from other similar content. Cool, so I'm just going to read through kind of what I traded and what I got. Once again, these are all games that I just didn't like. I know some of you might be like, oh, you gave away, like, Diablo 3. Like, yeah, I didn't like Diablo 3, so I just gave it away. Diablo 3 Xbox One, $12.60. Kirby Star Allies Switch, $35. Oh, just also to preface, I have the GameStop Power Up Pro card. I know they have an extra tier that's even more expensive that's like the Ultra Pro or something, I don't know, but I have the regular just Pro card. And they do give you extra bonuses than if you had like no card at all, so keep that in mind as well. You get like an extra 10% trade-in credit when you trade in. You can also get cash for all this stuff, but you get less cash than you do trade-in credit for obvious reasons. Cool. Continuing down, Uncharted Nathan Drake Collection, PS4, $840. Forza Horizon 3, $1960. Once again, I'm buying the next Forza. I just figured, why do I want the old one when the new one comes out? Thief Xbox One, $350. Switch dock set, $25.30. I had an extra dock for work when I worked with my students. DS System Lite, $16. Mass Effect 3, 42 cents. LA Noire, Xbox 360, 70 cents. Xbox 360 controller, wired, $770. Another controller, $440 or $470. Xbox One system, so the system I traded in, $120 was the original one, and it was the 500 gigabyte system, minus that refurbished fee and all that. Switch Joy-Con grip, $330. Switch Joy-Con left gray, $1650. Switch Joy-Con right gray, $1650. In total, for everything I traded in, I got $341.42, which once again is really dope because I didn't want any of that stuff. It's all old. No one wants it. It's just sitting there. It's just taking up space. So $341, 18 items that I traded in for $341.42. So then what I picked up in exchange was the Xbox One system that I'm about to open for you guys, a controller, because once again I need 2 controllers and my Dawn Shadow controller broke, which is why I traded it in. Other stuff I got. I did a pre-order of $11.45 towards We Happy Few, which is a $60 console game. I got it for Xbox One. I pre-ordered Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, the like collection bundle, or like the bundle, I guess, that comes with the Pokeball Plus. So that total is going to be $99, but I put $5 down to reserve it. And then the new Spider-Man game for PS4, I put $5 towards that. Once again, $60 full price game. And then the very last thing I picked up was this really cute PlayStation shirt, which I think the shirt's, probably $15-20 or something. It has like the Japanese underneath. I think it's pretty cute and it's really soft. Some GameStop clothes are kind of really tacky, but they have a couple cute graphic tees that I actually think are quite nice. All right, so that is my background on how I got this for no money that I thought I would just share with you guys because it was really surprising and really came out of left field. Like, shout out to that GameStop manager for even like suggesting that as a thing. Because originally I was just going to drop $25 and only get a brick. And instead I dropped $0 and got all of this stuff. So that's really exciting. All right, I'm going to go ahead and open this up for you guys now. Now that I have all the main packaging kind of removed and out in the open, I'm going to go ahead and talk through some of the things that come in the Xbox One packaging. So of course we have, or One S packaging, we have the Xbox One S. For the longest time, I didn't realize on the original Xbox One that this little warning thing was a sticker you could peel off because it was black and the sticker was clear. It's a lot more obvious on this console, so I'm just going to go ahead and remove that. Alright. And right off the bat, of course, we know that it's significantly smaller than the original Xbox One, but like, wow, this is so easy to hold and move from room to room or kind of do whatever you need to do with just kind of getting it wherever it needs to be. It also just takes up just so much less space, so that's just going to be a lot easier to fit within like a console setup. So I'm excited to have it just be a lot less clunky in there. What I'm most excited about, honestly, is the power source, which here it is. So we have just this little regular cord. Like, this is my favorite thing about consoles, when they just have this cord, just a regular cord, not like this AC brick, not this weird adapter thing that the Switch has. Like, I hate it. It takes up so much space. It's so clunky, especially at the Xbox One original one. Like, that brick just sits in the middle of everything, and it's terrible. So I'm just really, this is like one of my favorite features, and I love that it's white. All the consoles look kind of the same, and that's really boring. That's why I like the Switch. You can switch up the Joy-Con colors and make it kind of fun. But you look at all these other consoles I have, and it's just gray darkness. So I am really excited to have something that's going to give a little pop of color to my current setup. And I like that this is actually a button, so the Xbox One kind of emblem, like how you actually turn it on, is just a straight up button. So it's just a lot cleaner, a lot more simplified than the original. Of course, I love that they have how you can kind of charge up the controller or plug in the controller. Is just, you just plug it straight in the front, the same way the PS4 has their setup. Before, you had to just plug it into the back of the console, which was super annoying, and I honestly never did. I would just plug it into an outlet just to make things a lot easier. For the back, you have kind of your regular inputs, outputs, you know, HDMI out, HDMI in, etc., all of that stuff. So, yeah, I love it. It looks great. I kind of already knew that going in, but it is still really nice to have it in front of me. This is only the second time, I think, ever that I've kind of been around an actual Xbox One S. One of my students had one and brought it in, and I was just like, oh my god, I want this console so badly. So I'm really excited to have that. My roommate asked me what the first thing I'm going to be playing on it is. I would say probably Unravel 2. I started that on my other Xbox. By the way I transferred over all my stuff, just so you guys can kind of take a look, I'm going to go ahead and grab my external hard drive. So I did go ahead and a while ago get the Seagate 1 terabyte external hard drive for the Xbox One. You can get this anywhere, you know, Walmart, Target, Amazon. I got mine at GameStop, actually. But you just plug it in, and then boom, you have your hard drive. And it was super easy. Before I traded in my Xbox One, I just clicked on the kind of save file when I went into under games, and then I clicked, and then it just said like, do you want to move, copy, or delete, or like uninstall? So I just hit move, and then it just went, you know, from internal to external. So I put whatever games I want to kind of take with me onto this console on here. So that's pretty simple. And the nice thing about the 1S is that it is a 1 terabyte model instead of the 500 gigs. 500 gigs is really, honestly, nothing. So it's really nice to have 1 terabyte here, 1 terabyte here. Like, I feel really good to go for the next, you know, maybe 2 or so years that the Xbox One will be relevant before I move into the next generation of games. So I'm really happy to have this in my collection. And this was my first, like, entry into the Microsoft game ecosystem. I never really had any other consoles. The 360 I'd gotten from a friend like just a few months ago. So yeah, it's really cool to have this. I'm really, really excited about it. It looks great. I love the aesthetic of it. On that same note, controller, also white to match, also looks great. It kind of has like this kind of grip-like texture, so it actually does feel a little bit better than the one that comes with the regular Xbox One. Yeah, it's kind of a little bit more of a grip to it, even though the front still has kind of that matte finish. So I like that this feels kind of a little bit more luxurious. It just kind of feels nicer, like the kind of thing that you'd buy separately and that wouldn't just come with the system. So I love that aspect of it. Then, of course, I needed a second controller, so I did go ahead and pick up an extra one. It does come with batteries. I cannot wait for Xbox to finally move away from using batteries. I am disappointed that the 1S still uses batteries for its controller and hasn't gotten with the times of just automatically a rechargeable controller, and you have to buy that kind of stuff separately. So I do still hate that. That does still bother me. Actually, looking back, I should have probably picked up something when I was at GameStop to solve that issue, but I'll just put up with it for now. And of course, it came with Sea of Thieves. Once again, speaking of things I am sad about, I miss the days when they used to give you the physical game with the console. Now it's just a code, so I kind of feel like, okay, you're just giving me something that takes up a lot of memory. But I have Sea of Thieves. I had the option of getting Fallout 4, but I feel like I already have, I'm pretty sure I have access to that already just through my roommate, so, and I never actually played Fallout 3, so I have a lot of work to do in the Fallout universe before 76 comes out. So I went with Sea of Thieves, because those are my two options. They cost exactly the same. We'll see, maybe I'll play it, maybe I'll actually like it. I was really into the Sea of Thieves hype at first, then I got off of it, then the game came out, and I just never picked it up. So, we'll see. Then I got the controller. This isn't my favorite color ever. I'm not that excited about it. I actually like the back color of it a lot more, which is like a much darker, deep blue. This is a little bit like too blue for me, which is the other thing I really like about the Dawn Shadow controllers that they sell, because they have that like nice gradient to them. But you know, this is nice, this is fun. You know, we have some color going on, because I didn't want to just get like another white controller or like the gray. I did want the pink Minecraft one, kind of, because it's pink, but I actually have not played Minecraft, so I'm like, I don't really know if I want a Minecraft controller if I don't really vibe with the game like that. So, that's what everything looks like unboxed. These are the things that I was able to pick up at GameStop thanks to their trade-in program, really, and the good salesmanship of the manager at my local GameStop, who is honestly amazing. She's really, really great and really knowledgeable. Which, once again, I know not everyone's experiences at GameStop or everyone's local GameStop is like the best place ever or whatever, but I really like mine. I've gotten a lot of good things out of the like programs they offer and just like the coupons they have and the deals they have, etc. So that was really cool. Just wanted to share that with you guys, show you guys what the 1S looks like unboxed and opened. So I'm going to go ahead and get to playing this. Let me know in the comments below if you guys have done any upgrades to your current gen consoles. So maybe you got the PS4 Slim or the PS4 Pro or the Xbox One S or the Xbox One X, whatever you guys end up maybe doing in those little upgrades. Let me know in the comments below if you're planning on doing that before the next gen or if you're just going to go ahead and wait. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys here next time. Bye!